Tasmanian Wilderness World Heritage Area covers around 1/5 of Tasmania's landmass, protecting an incredible array of natural and cultural heritage. The northern edge of this unique area, known as the Central Plateau, is a rugged wilderness of subalpine moorlands, countless tarns, lakes and lagoons. Also known as the Thousand Lakes region, this vast watery wilderness is renowned as one of the great trout fisheries of the world and home to the purest strain of wild brown trout. Trout were boldly introduced into Tasmania over 150 years ago and took to breeding in the huge network of waterways of the Central Plateau with vigour. The trout here are naturally recruiting, so there's no need to stock fish. However, the Inland Fisheries Service, or IFS, supplement some of the smaller lagoons and tarns with wild fish relocated from Great Lake. Now, there's literally only one place to stay in this wilderness, and fortunately, it's a beauty: the Thousand Lakes Lodge. This stunning lodge is the brainchild of former racing car driver and Tassie local, Marcus Ambrose. Marcus, you built this place from an old Antarctic training camp. Where'd the inspiration come from?
Well, I've lived a really fast-paced life. Like, I've raced cars all around the world, in the concrete jungle, so to speak. And so I needed a place to unwind. And so I built this place for people just like I was. This is the place where you actually switch off, wind it down, get back to nature, get back to the wilderness, and just get back to just re-engaging with yourself and outside. And we're creating inside the lodge a warm, luxurious, comfortable space that we want everybody to enjoy and just relax in. But really we're focused on outside. You know, the animals, we've got Tasmanian devils, quolls, wombats, wallabies, you name it, they're right at the back door.
Yeah.
We've got world-class fishing, we've got world-class walking inside the World Heritage Area. We've got e-bikes here if you're that way inclined. We've got a remote hut just down the road that you can go and you know, just hang out in by the edge of a lake. It's a beautiful spot just to relax, unwind and get back to nature.
The lodge is the gateway to this incredible wilderness area, and they can arrange quality guides to take you to the fish. Lure fishing is popular in some of the larger lakes, but for fly fishermen, this region is paradise. Nobody knows these waterways like Christopher Bassano. His fly fishing skills are world class, and he's a great bloke. So I was more than happy to have him as my guide. Like me, Christopher has a sweet tooth, so I promised him some chocolate if he got me onto a big brown trout. With a reward on his mind, Christopher took me to one of his favourite spots, Lake Dudley. This virtually untouched body of water would only see a dozen anglers a year, so I was really excited to be casting some of Christopher's most trusted flies to what I know are truly wild fish. We get started by having a good look around, stalking the edges, staying low, trying to get that fly right in front of a fish. Oh, he's on it. Got him. Got him, boys. Got him.
Nice.
Right, got the big boy. Just hope he doesn't go around the rock.
I'll come in.
Yep, you might earn your chocolate yet.
I've been waiting for my piece of chocolate.
It's a beautiful take. You come up, sip it off the top. You really got to be patient and just wait for him to turn so that when you lift, you get him in the corner of the mouth. And fingers crossed, this will be a great example of teamwork. Oh, he's only just hooked on the tip of the mouth too. Oh, look at that fish in the water there. Oh, come on, come on.
Ah, good job, Rob.
We got him. It's not, when you only get 2 or 3 or 4 shots a day, we've had a few of those, it's really, really nice to get one. And that's what the challenge and fun is all about.
It's a lovely fish, isn't it?
Look at that.
Beautiful trout.
Great work by the IFS Inland Fisheries Service to manage the fishery so there's opportunities like this.
It's a great fish, mate. Well done on the dry fly too. Polaroided.
Yeah.
Good job. Doesn't get better, does it?
It doesn't. Well, the purest strain of trout in the world, in the purest part of the world, mate. That's all I'm saying.
Fantastic, isn't it?
And you live here?
Oh yeah, only a few of us do. That's the great news. You guys get to come over on holiday.
World-class trout fishing in the Tasmanian wilderness. No wonder it's one of the great fishing adventures of Australia. For more information about staying at Thousand Lakes Lodge and fishing Tasmania's Western Lakes, along with all the other great fishing adventures of Australia, check out australia.com/fishing. You will have the adventure of a lifetime. Now, as promised, old Sweet Tooth got his reward.
Oh man, I'm telling you, how sweet's that chocolate? It wasn't.
He wouldn't accept a piece until we caught one.
No, half an hour ago that wouldn't have tasted right, but now, oh, that's sweet.
There's a bit left, you know.
Oh, we'll better get another one then.
The two main fly fishing techniques we're employing here today are Polaroiding and blind casting. Both techniques need a proper pair of fishing sunglasses to spot the fish. Christopher and I both use tonics, simply because they're the best. You need to be selective and disciplined with your casting, and the rewards will follow.
He's got it. I got him. Oh, well done. That's awesome. Oh, nice jump.
So a mix of fishing here.
Yep.
We're Polaroiding, but we're also putting out some searching casts as well, right?
Yeah, that's right. So it's got a bit deep off the drop-off ledges, so we're Polaroiding in the shallows as we're walking.
Yep.
We're keeping our fly on the edge of the ledge, and these fish are coming up from the deep water and taking the dries just off the shallows. So this is a smaller one.
You're saying he's little, but he's a very respectable fish. It always amazes me that they can find that little speck on the water, hey?
They're incredible.
Look at the body of water here.
I suppose if they couldn't, they'd die, wouldn't they?
Yep.
They can find all this food. And you're right, it is a respectable fish, but for out here, this is pretty small. Oh, there she is. And I'll stick her in.
Beautiful.
See him again in a couple of years, you reckon, Rob?
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about this fly, mate. I mean, you've got hundreds of flies on you, but this one in particular?
Yeah, it's basically to imitate a big cricket, a cockroach, a cicada. They look a bit like this from underneath. You look at the fly from underneath and it looks a lot like a cicada would look from underneath. So these fish are opportunistic, swimming along the edges here, and we're giving them what they want. Nice big hook in them because they can potentially be really big fish, so I'd rather get a big hook in them than a small hook in them. Yeah. And in this wind, terrific fly to use.
Wonderful. Fly casting really is an art. To truly master it can take a lifetime. But even at a beginner's level, a quality guide like Chris can have you catching wild fish.
Exactly where your fly landed, he was out a bit. Just leave it, because you just don't know where he's going. Got it, lift!
Got him.
Oh, that's a nice jump. I reckon you get a fair bit more pressure on him than you've got on him at the moment.
Should we wait out, maybe?
Yeah,
His expert guidance delivered with experience and humour. Yep. We have an issue here because we can see the fish with the lines going in a different direction.
This is where a good guide would just dive in and unhook it for you, wouldn't it?
I've already given you some chocolate. And the results speak for themselves. That's a beautiful fish. Now, in my eyes, the day was already a success, but Christopher was relentless. Eyes on the water, looking for the next big fish.
He's coming back, he's coming back, he's coming back, he's coming back. He's got it.
Got him.
Didn't that look good?
Yeah.
And you can see him coming from metres away.
Look, he doesn't even know he's hooked yet. He's going up over the rock. Oh, he knows he's hooked now.
You can give him more pressure than that if you wanted.
Okay.
Yep. With the rod pointing skyward, you can get a lot of pressure on him because the pressure's taken up by the rod.
Yeah. Chris is exactly right. The fly rod's a big shock absorber. It's only 5 pound tippet. That's the weakest part of the line at the end there, right near the fly. Tell you what, mate, that is a cracker trout. Should we wait out to those rocks a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. If you feel more comfortable there, then go ahead.
I would.
Keep that rod up as you go.
Yeah. We'll get onto that rock, I'll be happy. Right, I'm a happy man here because I'm on the drop-off. I'm just going to take this odd moment that he's in clear water to just relax and breathe in that Tassie air and, you know, just appreciate that there's a massive trout on the end of my line. I've got a great guide. You know what, I've spoke to so many of my international friends that fish in Alaska and Canada and all over the world, you know, fishing for salmonids, you know, trout, salmon, all that sort of stuff. And they rave about this Western Lakes and the Tassie fishery, the tailing, the Polaroiding. And, you know, it's really hard to appreciate until you come and see it for yourself, and then it just sinks in. It is magnificent. Hopefully this time. Come on, mate, come on.
Yeah! Great job.
Yeah,
Great job.
Even, I mean, there's multiple opportunities here, but even one fish like that is worth coming for. And I'm going to say, don't rush it if you come down. Come down for a week. Give yourself time. There's nothing worse than trying to rush it. And you're going to get fish like this up here. That is a world-class fish. Look at the size of that fin. That's because it's a pure wild strain. That dorsal fin's huge. And it's got spots on the tail, mate.
It does have spots on the tail. So our fish out here do have spots on it. Well, not all of them, but some do. And people think that only rainbow trout have spots on the tail. But that's not true. Our brown trout do have spots on the tail. And they're always golden brown, and I've never seen a bad-looking brown trout yet.
And I like how you're keeping him in the water while we chat about him, so he's going to be good to go.
Yeah, very important. A lot of people catch and release, and you get delayed mortality and the fish die later on. They think they've released it, but it's because they haven't handled it particularly well at the time, and they release it, swims away, and then goes belly up. But no, keep them in the water.
And they like water.
They do, especially this water.
Beautiful. That is me. It doesn't get any better. Thank you so much.
It doesn't. It's a pleasure, mate, anytime. Great to see you enjoying yourself.
Come to Tassie and experience this for yourself. Find out more at discovertasmania.com.au. The wild trout of Tasmania's Central Plateau are not just for fly fishers. Lure fishermen are allowed to fish some lakes, and the results can be just as rewarding. Boats are permitted on some of the larger lakes and offer the perfect fishing platform for lure and fly. Chris, what are you starting with, mate?
I'm doing a bit of fly fishing here, so just a bit of lock style fishing. I've got 3 small flies. We're in shallow water. I'm just twitching them across the top in the hope that one is looking up.
Now, by lock style fishing, what Chris means is we're drifting across ground, so we've got a little electric motor to steer us a little bit, but we're continually covering new ground. Each cast is in a new spot, so we're really sort of covering a lot of turf. I've got a lure on, which covers even more turf. We're just going to see which one works the best here today, and we might chop and change as we go. Whenever I've come fishing in Tasmania and drifting in boats, this lock style fishing has always been very productive for me. Oh! See, never count them before you get them in the boat, but hopefully you got a look at that one. That was a start. It was a nice brown trout. Okay.
Well done.
Yeah, well, you know, long range release. We were going to let him go, weren't we?
Exactly. It saved you the trouble of getting, wet hands.
Lure fishing from the shore is more readily accessible and can be just as productive. Inland Fisheries Officer Chris Wisnowski put his fly rod away to introduce me to the shores of Lake Augusta. A good call, I think, bringing a spin rod and a fly rod. What's your reasoning behind that, Chris?
Well, it's overcast, it's breezy, for fly fishing, typically out here we like to target the fish and see them. If the sun comes out, it's my turn.
Yeah.
But
in the meantime, we'll throw it.
Good for the lure for you at the moment.
And look, any of your small, brim, whiting or even flathead lures will work on these fish as long as it doesn't go too deep. We're fishing a metre of water at the most, and 3 or 4 casts in each spot and keep moving along. And the first cast you put in each spot should be along the edge because a fish could be cruising along there, but otherwise than that, keep covering ground and eventually one's going to come along, right?
Yep, no, it's a good edge. Very fishy.
I got him.
Your little lure there was just underneath the surface and it's pulled a nice fish up out of the rocks. Nice brown trout. They fight in here too, they're good fish.
That's great.
This is what this Western Lakes is all about. Just a nice Lake Augusta trout, it's strong, fit, wild brown trout.
Oh,
Past you.
oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh, Chris, that's just beautiful. That's just your average fish here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes. He knew where home was, didn't he? How do you get so many trout in a lake like this? How do they to come to be here, mate?
We're just lucky here in Tasmania. We've got an abundance of lovely fresh water, natural environment, and the trout just thrive here, and they have done for the last 150 years. They've made it home.
That breeze has picked up a bit, Chris.
Yeah, but the wind is your friend out here. The rougher conditions, the overcast sky, it's just perfect for lure fishing.
There's so many of these little lakes and bays and places where you can come and catch these fish. It's heaven. Oh, he's a good fish.
Yeah, nice fish.
Your turn again, mate. Your hands are already wet. You barely dried off from the last fish. I can't believe how good this is. It's so good. Oh. Now he's scoffed my lure good and proper. But look at that. Look at the condition, and every fish is different, right?
Yeah, a lot of other countries are losing the vigour in their fish because of inbreeding and stuff. Here in Tasmania, there's such a diversity with waters and lakes and tarns where they can just breed wild.
Are we allowed to keep one out of this lake?
Look, most fish in Tasmania die of old age. There's plenty of them here, and taking a fish is not a problem. Taking one to the table is a great thing to do. Why wouldn't you?
For the ultimate travel and fishing guide to trout fishing across the state, visit the Inland Fisheries Service website at ifs.tas.gov.au. After the break, tailing trout, the ultimate challenge.
There he is.
For most fly fishermen, tailing trout are what dreams are made of. Stalking the edges of these pristine tarns at sunrise or sunset. Winds calmed with nothing but the sound of nature and visuals of big brown trout tailing through the shallows. Chris has a keen eye for tails in the water, and it wasn't long before his fly was taken. You got him.
He took it beautifully.
Calm and calculated, Chris has done this many times.
Nice shoulders on him.
Yeah.
Perfect. He was just cruising nicely in the open water.
There we go. That's like pretty much in ankle deep water. And he's taken a mayfly done.
They've been tailing here for ages, and just to get a fly in front of them finally in that thick weed and get him to take it was good. He came out into the clear water, so.
The challenge level is right up there, but that's what it's all about, isn't it? You've got that full range of challenge levels here. And I'd say, catching a tailing trout in shallow water like this is probably a 10 out of 10 challenge. And
it's good fun, isn't it?
I'll just let him go in these shallows here, mate. You can take off there, buddy. Get a little bit of a swim. I'll be happy as Larry. That's the thing. It's not like you're only going to get one shot a day. There's plenty.
Yeah, and you just got to keep on developing your skills and get confidence. And when you get confidence, then you'll catch fish.
Yeah.
Early and late in the day are great for tailing fish.
Yeah.
If it's a springtime and there's more water about, they'll tail all day if it's overcast. But there's just so much opportunity here for tailing fish in this shallow water.
There's no better place in the world for it. The evening was already memorable. Then, just as the light was disappearing, I got my shot. It's a game of patience, but really the time goes very quick when you're hunting a fish like this and waiting for it, because you know you're going to get the shot. So this guy come out on clear water, put it out in front of him, a little tweak, and he charged it.
Absolutely hammered it.
I'm confident we're going to land him. It's not done yet, but first tailing trout.
Pretty good. He's a nice fish
in the Thousand Lakes region. Trout are plenty, opportunities are plenty, and I can see why people from overseas that come here and have fished all over the world want to do this. I'm surprised. I've been to Tasmania so many times, and that's testament to the diversity of fishing here. I haven't done this yet, and this is probably the best I've done.
He's a good fish.
Yeah, he's a beautiful fish. It's about the challenge, That's what fishing does. It takes you to so many places, new challenges. Look at that. Look at that.
Good fish. He's in good condition.
Yeah. And that's the best part of all. Go that way, buddy. He knows his way around this little tarn. He'll work it out. What a memorable way to end our Thousand Lakes adventure. We've had a ball. we've caught some amazing wild fish in true wilderness. And in between catches, we've stayed in total comfort. It doesn't get any better than this. For more information about staying at Thousand Lakes Lodge and fishing Tasmania's Central Plateau, along with all the other great fishing adventures of Australia, check out australia.com/fishing. No matter what part of the nation you'd like to fish, this website has taken the hard work out of choosing the best local options. You will have the adventure of a lifetime, just like we did at Tasmania's Thousand Lakes.